Hey guys, welcome to another episode of FireFest. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. Stay home and stay safe. This is very important during this time. So, in the previous episodes, we came across and we have listened to how these five friends become very close, understandable to each other. And here in the previous episode, we introduced a new sixth character, which is a very dominant character in this series, which is Mark. Mark was a person without hope. He was living his life without any hopes because he did not have the correct guidance. He went through many traumatic situations in his life. In a very young and small age, he had to face many psychological traumas which affected his both physical and mental health very badly. This was the result of his trauma. Like, he couldn't explain what he had been through, and people around him started to bullying him, make fun of him, kidding, everything, because as teenager, like, this was very dominant and it's very well known. Like, students make fun out of a person who's very vulnerable to people and who's very very weak. That's the thing what happens in schools and colleges. And this cyberbullying, it may be cyberbullying or physical bullying, anything, it turns up into very very bad and worse consequences where people go into depression and unexplainable things, like it goes into suicide also. So we should not bully people. You should understand people's situation from where they come. It's very important. People, each and everyone has different mental setup. We don't know how people come from. Like, if you go to a school, like, the person who comes in the morning, maybe he be happy or sad, you don't know. So you must think and act according to it. It's very very important. I insist on this. And Mark, like, he was bullied by everybody. He did not have hope. That was the first thing. He couldn't find a good right friend in his life who was and wanted to help him out to come out from this traumatic situation. And the third, Dusky was the one person who helped him out to come from it. And Mark was very happy. Dusky also faced a bit situation like kind of bullying and all those sorts. So Mark had a thing, okay, let us go and seek help towards Dusky. And Dusky, like, he was very helpful for him, and Dusky was very happy, like he had a new friend. But people, they think, like, when you add up on friends, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, people think that you forget. You don't forget your friends. You maybe give less importance to each and everyone. Like, if you have to go on to the new one, you give more importance to the new one, and you have to know about them and everything. But the other three thought, like, oh, Dusky doesn't give importance to us. Like, Zen, Kale and Jay, like, they were very angry and upset on this. But Dusky, like, he thought, like, let it go on, let it be like that. I have to pull out Mark from the situation what he was facing. So Dusky, became closer to Mark, like asking him, letting him know, like helping him out in his studies and everything, writing works, practicals, like Dusky was doing small helps. And finally he started asking the questions like what, any problem are you facing, like anything. And Mark started to answer his problem. Like, he first, when Dusky asked questions like that, his reply was crying. He couldn't literally answer any question, and Dusky knew what was happening. He could figure out each and everything very correctly what he was going through. He was something happened very traumatic in his life, in Mark's life. So Dusky, you have to pacify him, calm down, make him understand what's the reality, what people think about him. He has to change many looks. Mark was guided by Dusky, and Dusky like told like you have to change your way of talking. Like people nowadays, people, they, if you are very vulnerable and very kind and you're very weak to sorts of things, they automatically bully you. They think like, if for example, if Mark was very kind hearted to another friend, or they start to bully him like what is like he's out of his mind, and like all the sorts. And Dusky was also he was not guided, like he was projected like Mark was mentally unstable, psychologically upset, ill, everything. But Dusky was not ready to listen any sorts of stuff, like bad stuff, what they were saying. Dusky was on the intention of knowing and figuring out what Mark was going through. So this was the thing happening. And even the final year, so it was very important. Final year of schooling is very important because they had to go through face exams and everything. So they had to pass one first part of the exam in the final year of schooling, which Dusky started to help Mark out, like you learn this. He made like Mark. Dusky taught Mark math, physics, chemistry, each and everything. And yeah, he was coming up very good because he was a below average student, so he had a sort of burden. Dusky had a sort of burden. Dusky didn't think like teaching for Mark is not a burden, but he had to concentrate on him. So like everything came on very well, fine, like all was going smooth. And the school management decided to take the final year schooling students for a tour. So a tour like these teenagers love going out, and during this stressful time of their studies, it's very very important. Like you have to cool your brain, so like the school management decided, and they were directed like we have to go to an hill station which was located in the state. So all were excited, literally all were very very excited, all were cloud 9. And especially Dusky, Zen, Kale and Yash, Jay, all were very happy about it. But Yash was happy, but he was not in the same school, so like he missed them a lot. But the other four were very excited and they started to make plans. But okay, like even though Dusky was very close to Mark, but okay, like Zen and other two, like okay, let it go on very well. So they thought let the tour go on very well and fine. So they started to plan for the tour, what we should buy, go up there, do all those things, getting ready. Yeah, they had a hassle. They started to pack everything went fine. And the tour day came up, and it was a 2-day tour to a hill station, so it was a very good experience and a sort of thing. And Dusky was on cloud 9 because it was the first time he had to leave his hometown and go with his friends, not even with his parents, his friends, and he was very very happy about it. And yeah, like Dusky was totally happy. And yeah, so everything went on fine. The day came up, all the school students and everybody piled up, and all were standing for the buses. Like they had 3 buses, so we had to go into the own buses. And the journey started very well. Kiddos and all these teenagers, they sing, dance, do all those works. And yeah, like each and everyone enjoyed because it's not a co-education school, it was a boys school. So boys, like the teenagers, they rocked off. Everything was a bit funny, they did everything, and yeah, everyone felt happy about it. Day one went on very well. They were instructed to go to the hill station. The day one started off like they went to a very good posh hotel. the best hotel in the hill station. So they went there, they refreshed themselves because they had a very long tiring journey, like it was 6 hours from their hometown. So they went, refreshed themselves, they were instructed to go and have the breakfast, and then they were instructed to go to many famous sites in the hill station. So had to go to the botanical garden. Like, botanical garden, you have all those sorts of different genres and kinds of flowers, and all the fauna and the flora. So like they took photos, giving poses, and yeah, because social medias, and you have to post everything on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything. So everything went on very well and fine. So they took up all and everything, and they stopped in a place to have the lunch. And after having the lunch, they were directed to go to a space where they had to purchase, like, you want any chocolates, food stuff, anything you can purchase, and you have to take home, like things you can take home. So like they were directed, and they went on there, bought things for the home, like four of them were very so close, united. So the four were in one same group, going here and there, so they bought the things, and they were directed to go back to the hotel. They went back to the hotel again. They had a very long tiring day, so they refreshed themselves. Then they told, you can go and have your dinner. They had their dinner, and the night was a very special night because it was campfire night. So campfire, put on the songs, all rounding and dancing, and party time was high. So each and everyone, more than 200 students were there having fun. Everything was happy for them. They had a very good day. They spent the day well, and the four had a separate room, so they were very happy. Then they shared everything, kept everything together, like things and all the sorts. And they had to pack up because the day 2 they had to go to a water theme park, which was situated down the hill station. It was like a bit 2 hours 3 hours journey. So they had to pack up things, keep the clothes, wash everything, and pile up everything. And it was there. So day 2 also started. All over there, like they got up early in the morning, refreshed themselves, had their breakfast, and they were got into the buses, and they were traveling like towards the theme park. And after 3 hours, they reached the theme park. There, theme park water, all were very happy. So they went in the water, jumped here and there. Everything happened very well for them. So it was very happy. So they enjoyed things up there, and it was towards evening. They had to leave the water theme park and go towards their home because they had the upcoming day they had to go to the school. So everything went on fine. Then night they reached their hometown. They had dinner, and all the four went back to homes. But Mark was very sad because he could not join, because he went through a sort of he had to go to the hospital because he was admitted due to he had some illness. So Mark felt very sad about it, like he couldn't join with Dusky, and Dusky also felt, and he prayed for him, okay, let him get well and fine. And the final year school went on very well. After this tour, they went back to the normal life, writing exams. Everything was very well fine. Months passed, the new year began, Jan, Feb. Then towards March, they had the final year of schooling exam, where they have to write a very grand exam. They wrote the exams, and because four were in the same school, the four were together, and they wrote the exams well. And they were waiting for the results. And from the first week of April, they had the summer vacation, and they were waiting for the results. During May end only they will be getting the results. So they were starting to prepare for hangouts and all those things. And everything went on well fine. But